The 2026 World Cup is edging ever closer, and two new Asian debutant countries have just qualified for their first ever World Cup. I'm of course talking about Jordan and Uzbekistan, who after their respective results yesterday have secured their place at their first ever World Cup. They will be going to the States, Canada and Mexico to fight for their country and surprise everybody, and that is what I've come to talk about here. Two massive underdogs, dark horses that could be sensational at next year's World Cup and could really surprise people. And it's huge for them that they've made it. And I don't know who to start with. You know what? We'll start with Jordan, okay? Because they won yesterday. They won 3-0 away in Muscat, which is not easy at all. This Omanian side are very, very competent. They're capable of keeping games tight. I mean, we saw that they drew South Korea away. They're a very, very competent team. I mean, they had narrow results with Iraq as well. So it was a very good performance yesterday, and it secured their place at the World Cup. A hat-trick from Ali Orwan, which was sensational. And that front three with Musa Al-Tamari and Yazan Al-Naimat has been the catalyst for Jordan's incredible results at this qualification campaign. They have been in the most interesting group, I think, of qualifying. They've had South Korea and Iraq. Now, yesterday, after the South Korea and Iraq game went, with South Korea winning 2-0 away in Basra, that secured Jordan's place at the World Cup. And honestly, they deserve it. They've been really, really good. They've been very consistent, more consistent than Iraq anyway, who have had some very poor results. They obviously sacked their manager, Jesus Casas. They now have Graham Arnold. They got unlucky yesterday. I do expect them to still qualify through round 4, but they're not going to get that direct qualification like Jordan, who, I mean, after their Asian Cup performance a year ago, I think everyone was aware of how good this team is, right? They got to the final. They got very unlucky against Qatar, and they beat South Korea along the way. They were very, very good. They did have that very tough game against Iraq where they won. I mean, it was a little bit of a robbery, Ayman Hussein getting sent off. But they're a great team. They're a great team. They're a very balanced team, right? I feel like they could really surprise people. The manager, Selami, I think he's done really, really well with them. And they've been able to keep the games close. Only one loss in qualifying, right? 4 wins, 4 draws. So they've had a similar record to South Korea, and they're a very, very good side, qualifying for their first ever World Cup. Amman will be buzzing with what happened away in Muscat, and now they just have that final game at home against Iraq to enjoy it, basically. Just enjoy it, get the fans on side, and look forward to next year, because their first ever World Cup, and these guys, I swear to God, whoever comes up against Jordan is not going to have it easy. Is not going to have it easy at all. They play very, very nice football. They're a very good team. Going forward, I mean, they've got the same goal difference as South Korea. They've scored 16 goals, conceded 7. That is a very good record. You can see the attack is absolutely incredible. And like I said, that front three, I think Yazan Al-Naimat is one of the most underrated players in Asia. I think he's really, really good. He's influential to the way that this team play. Al-Tamari is a magician. And yesterday we saw what Ali Orwan can do. They're just a really solid team, and I think if they come up against somebody at the next World Cup and that team underestimates them, they're going to be in big trouble, because this Jordanian team are capable of a surprise. They play with a back 3, right, with 2 wing backs, and they're very solid, right. Going forward, they create chances. Defensively, they're strong. Now, the test for them will be how they can play against teams outside of Asia, because we've seen now against the Asian teams they do very, very well, right. And they got to the final of the Asian Cup. They're doing very well in qualifying. But now, at the world stage, you know, the pressure, what's it going to be like? However, I think there's not going to be much pressure, because it's their first time. No one really knows about this team. Unless you are an actual fan of Asian football like myself, you don't know too much about this Jordanian team, and you don't really know how good they are. So they're capable of surprising people. And now let's talk about the other team. The other team, these are my guys, okay? I love this team so much. I'm riding this train. I'm riding the hype train, and next year at the World Cup, I cannot wait to see these guys play. I'm obviously talking about the Uzbek national team, who after their draw away in Dubai yesterday, secured their place at their first ever World Cup. I mean, it's incredible. It's incredible. Central Asian country, Tashkent, will be absolutely buzzing with this. I think they might be the first Central Asian country to ever qualify for the World Cup, and it's fully deserved. It's fully deserved. They have an incredible generation of players now. Just like and now with the manager as well. Obviously, they had Katanec He had to step down, so now they've got Kapadze, and he's taken over, and things have not gotten worse. At the Asian Cup last year, with the injuries that they had, no Shomordov for the whole tournament. Shukurov got injured as well, I believe, in that game against Qatar, and they only lost on penalties, right? Feyzalayev was the absolute magician, and that is the man. Any Uzbeks out there, you know how good this guy is. I am telling you, Abosbek Feyzalayev will light up the World Cup next year. He will be sensational. He will just have some moments, and fans from all over the world will be looking, who is this guy? We need to sign him. Abosbek Feyzalayev, remember the name, guys. He is sensational. What he was doing yesterday in that game, the way he was... I remember that one chance in the first half. He just glides past two players, finds the ball into the box, no one's there to meet it. He had a header against the crossbar. The amount of times he would turn in the middle of the pitch and start an attack, he'd win fouls. He just drives with so much pace and power. He's got an incredible right foot, right? His technique, his set pieces, sensational. If he was a better finisher, this guy would be incredible. But this whole Uzbek team, I mean, like I said, Kapadze has done so well with them. Yesterday, the hero was Yusupov, though, the goalkeeper. So many important saves, and I think he was really, really good. And I think he's actually, I think he's one of the best goalkeepers in Asia. I know it's a position that Asia is not particularly strong with, but I think he's really, really underrated. The back three: Ashumatov, Abdudokir Kusanov from Manchester City, and Ali Kulov. Very solid. The Uzbek defense is very solid, right? They've conceded 7 goals in qualifying, which is actually less than Iran, who's in that group as well, and it is 3 times less than Qatar, who've conceded 21, and they look like they might make it through round 4 now with Lopetegui taking over as manager. And the midfield, Shukurov and Kamrobekov, I think they were amazing yesterday, to be honest, very solid, and I think they've been great all throughout qualifying. The fullbacks, Alijanov, I remember the game against Kyrgyzstan, this guy was unbelievable at right back. Left back, I would personally play Nezralayev over Safiev, but I think that they can both do a job. And then that front three. For me, it's Shomorodov up front. He had a really tough game yesterday, but he's always being double, triple teamed. He's at Roma, of course. He's had a very good season. He's one of the best strikers in Asia, I feel. Feyzalayev is the king. And then it's a question about who gets that third spot. Will it be Uranov? Will it be Erkinov? Or will it be Masharipov? I don't know, but whoever you go with, I think they're all capable of doing a job. I mean, Masharipov, we saw him playing up front at the last Asian Cup after the injury to Shomorodov. But I feel like this team are capable of surprising so many people. And I feel like people will just look at it, right? Especially the big European countries. They'll just look at it and they'll say, Uzbekistan, how good can they really be? But when you see them play, you know how good they really can be. We want to talk about their games against Iran. Their last 4 games against Iran have all been draws. Iran are not capable of beating these guys. And Iran, in my opinion, are a top 2 team in Asia right now. I honestly think so. They did lose yesterday against Qatar, but they did have a lot of players missing. I know the Iranians are not very happy. They want Galanoy sacked. I think that's a little bit harsh, personally. I think they've got a very good team, Iran. If they can sort it out at the back, then they could be a real force at the next World Cup as well. But I think we know that about Iran. I think Uzbekistan is just like a dark horse. They're just slowly creeping up on the best of Asia. And the fact that they managed to come second in this group with Qatar, who've got Akram Afif, the best player in Asia, UAE, who everybody constantly tells me are really, really good, and North Korea and Kyrgyzstan team. Kyrgyzstan are very tough to play away. In Bishkek, no team. I think Uzbekistan were the team that handled Bishkek the best. Bishkek is such a tough place to go to, and I think when Uzbekistan came there, they absolutely killed Kyrgyzstan, despite the fact that they didn't score too many goals. They absolutely killed them in that game, and I think Togateyev in goal for Kyrgyzstan saved a lot of chances. Uzbekistan could have easily won that game by 3 or 4 goals. I think they're a great team, and with them and Jordan, I'm so excited for this next World Cup. This is something I really like about this 48-team expanded World Cup, is you'll get countries like this, who people will just underestimate. They'll write them off, but then they will show up. I guarantee you, these countries next year, they will cause trouble at the next World Cup. And if you're one of the big teams, you do not want to draw these guys. I mean, both of them, like Uzbekistan, defensively, so solid, tough to break down, but they have that magic going forward as well. Same with Jordan. So they're very well-rounded teams, right? You can't really get at them. So I think it's going to be really tough for whoever plays against them. Other takeaways from Asia from yesterday, I mean, basically everything's been confirmed. Like, Saudi Arabia could still, I guess, technically reach Australia, but I think it's very clear that Australia will be heading straight to the World Cup along with Japan from that group. We know South Korea are going straight to the World Cup along with Jordan, as we've mentioned. And then the only thing that needs to be decided is who goes to round 4 between Oman and Palestine. And then the other round 4 teams are confirmed as well. Let's see who makes it through from round 4. Asian footy is unbelievable, guys. It is unbelievable. There will be more videos about Asian football coming up. I'll also be making videos about CONMEBOL as well, because things are heating up over there. And UEFA qualifying, Czech Republic. Hopefully we can qualify for this World Cup. I know we have a tough game against Croatia on Monday, and that is huge. That is the biggest game of our qualification campaign. Maybe, like, if we win that, we are so close to the World Cup, I feel like, because then we play them at home, right? Croatia away is going to be tough. I don't think we will win. I would take a draw. I would absolutely take a draw, but we need to go in there with the fact that we can beat them. I mean, qualifying, the season's over. Now it's time for World Cup qualifying, and then there's going to be lots of videos coming up for pre-season and for next season, and the World Cup, which is going to be massive. And I'm telling you guys, 1 year out from the World Cup, I've been screaming Jordan and Uzbekistan since the Asian Cup, but I'm telling you guys now, remember, Jordan and Uzbekistan are going to cause surprises. And I feel like if there's another Asian team, if Iraq make it through round 4, I feel like they could be a force to be reckoned with as well. Especially because yesterday, 2-0 against South Korea, they had 10 men since the 25th minute, and they had no Ayman Hussein, which is the biggest miss of them all. Ayman Hussein is one of the best players in Asia. I feel like one of the most important for his national team, and every goal Iraq score is always him. Thank you very much for watching till the end. Let me know in the comments how you think Jordan and Uzbekistan are going to get on at the next World Cup. Are you excited to see them just like myself? And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.